comes again, will we see him? Why do I bring up this old story? The sufferings of captivity was for a small number of Israelites. But today, the entire human race is likely to face a great catastrophe. In that sense, their experience clearly has implications for today's human race. We have already experienced the virus originating in one country, shaking the entire world. No one can avoid the enormous disaster that climate change will cause. Many people are concerned that a local war, such as the Russia-Ukraine war, could escalate into a world war. There are political leaders, like the priests of the god Moloch, who sacrifice countless young people on the altar of blood for their own glory. However, the most serious problem is that God's place in human life is decreasing drastically. In other words, the temple is slowly being destroyed in people's heart. Modern people have no reason to fear God because they can get answers on most problems from artificial intelligence. In this way, humans gradually become gods themselves. The problem doesn't stop here. Modern people do not care what kind of system is in place as long as they are guaranteed a certain amount of freedom. And they believe that the misfortunes of their neighbors are the state's business to deal with, not their own. There is nothing more to say about things between nations. However, if this happens, it will eventually give way to totalitarianism. This is the greatest weakness of individualistic liberalism. I believe that now is the last days that Jesus spoke of, when the love of many will grow cold because lawlessness will abound. If people love one another according to the new commandment he gave, they will be able to overcome the great disasters prophesied in the Bible. However, if there is no love, the world will be destroyed even without Jesus' judgment. This is because love is the nature of existence that preserves the world. Therefore, whether he comes again or not, if humankind is to survive, we must turn our eyes to our neighbors. I believe that this is also the first thing Jesus will do when he comes again. The most important thing that will happen in the end times is the second coming of Jesus, the Son of Man. Both salvation and judgment come through him. However, he will not be seen by those who say peace and safety. The same goes for the people who pursue prosperity. As we can see from the priests of ancient Israel, revelation is embodied in human language through suffering. Isaiah, who prophesied the coming of new heavens and a new earth, also said that the suffering servant of the Lord would establish the kingdom. Confucius said that I Ching, one of the scriptures of East Asians, was also written by a person with an awareness of misfortune. Because Christ took the form of a servant, the Jews who wanted the glory of Solomon did not recognize him. He left a message that it will be the same when it comes again. But first he must suffer many things and be rejected by this generation. These words have many implications about what kind of appearance he will return. This book focuses on Christian eschatology, but it is not necessarily limited to this, because the end times is the omega point of all history. The dogma of most churches says that the event of end times will occur literally. This cannot be said about events that have not yet occurred. However, many of the claims, such as the supernatural second coming of Jesus and the rapture, do not correspond to the consciousness of modern people. So, many churches for this reason do not talk about eschatology at all. Nevertheless, eschatology is the core of soteriology. There must be an explanation that modern people can understand. I'm a Korean pastor. Therefore, traces of hardships Koreans have experienced for a long time remain somewhere in my body. When I was young, I grew up drinking the milk of Buddha teachings. I still like Buddhism. I still enjoy using the Buddhist name Haegyong. Its meaning is a mirror, like the sea that reflects all things in the world. In addition to Buddhism, I think that the philosophy of law I majored in and the long-term work I did at a research institute seeking interreligious dialogue also influenced my understanding of eschatology.